They say there's a place in Montana where the wind speaks. Not in words, but in whispers that feel like home. That place is Red Cedar Creek. And the story I'm about to tell you, it's not one you'll find in any book. But it's real. As real as the water that still flows through that land. And the spirit that still waits there. My grandmother, Nokomis, was born there. Before the power lines, before the roads. Back when every house had a drum. And every prayer had a song. She told me that Red Cedar was sacred. A place where spirits and people once walked together. But like many things, the world changed. And with it, our people forgot. I remember visiting her as a child. She would take my hand and walk me to the creek just before sundown. There, beneath a cedar tree, she'd whisper, "This is where your great-grandfather made his promise." I didn't understand then. All I saw was water. All I heard was wind. Years passed. I grew up, moved to the city, and when Nokomis died, I didn't go back. Not for years. But something pulled me one summer. A dream, maybe. A sound. A voice I couldn't name. I drove back to Red Cedar Creek. The roads were different. The air wasn't. The old cedar tree still stood. Bent. Weathered. But alive. And as I stood there, I heard it. A voice, low, deep, ancient. He never returned, and I still wait. I froze. The hair on my arms stood up. There was no one around. Just the creek. Just the wind. Just that feeling in my bones. That I wasn't alone. That night, I lit a fire under the stars. I found the old pouch Nokomis gave me. Inside was a feather, a pinch of tobacco, and a folded note. It said, "When the blood forgets, the land remembers. Go back. Finish what he started." My great-grandfather had made a vow to protect the creek, to honor the spirit of that land. But war came, and like many, he never returned. And so, the spirit waited. 4 decades. Not in anger, but in sorrow. Waiting for someone, anyone, to remember. I offered the tobacco. I spoke his name. I placed the feather on the water. And I promised, "You are not forgotten. Not anymore." The wind shifted. The creek shimmered. And in that moment, Red Cedar breathed again. Today, I tell this story not for fame, not for fear, but for remembrance. Because every land has a voice. And every promise echoes forever, until it's kept. So if you ever find yourself near a quiet creek, with cedar trees swaying above you, pause, listen, and ask yourself, what has this land been waiting to tell me?